What's up, everyone? It's Carrie, aka Nerdygirlcreates. It's Manga Monday. Yes, it is. We are finally back. And today we are going to look at a South Korean manhwa named Bloody Sweet. Yes, this is a vampire tale, but no, it's not Twilight. Welcome back to the show, guys. So today we're going to talk about Bloody Sweet, and this is a very interesting take on the teenage vampire love story. Like I said earlier on, it is not Twilight. It focuses on a girl named Naerim. Naerim? I'm hoping I said that right. It's Naerim, Naerim. And she's relentlessly bullied at school. These girls are motivated by this other rich girl to constantly make her life a living hell at school. She has no friends. Her mother, who's a shaman, is barely around. And when she is, she's consulting with other people about their destinies, their futures, what shaman do. And she's alone. She has no one to lean on, no one that's dependable. Then one night, these bullies force her to go into what they think is a haunted building. And in that building, she finds a closet, and when she opens it up, there is Fetechou, who is a vampire. Because she set him free, there is now a master-servant type relationship between the two, and he believes she's a witch because of her shaman blood. And according to him, in order for him to become human again, he needs a witch to turn him back into human. So he is more than ecstatic to serve Naerim and goes home with her. She does not want a vampire living in her bedroom, but he sets up shop, and there he is. He starts to get her to open up more, and he starts to realize she's been very lonely, and he's also been very lonely because he's been living for almost, I think, over 500 years without anybody. You do get like glimpses of his backstory and kind of are led to believe there might have been something tragic that happened to him. He's in this volume, he's not aware yet of her being bullied, so that's going to be interesting when he does find out about it. People from Naerim's past, prior to the bullying starting, start to show up. There's this one boy who is younger than her that had a crush on her when he met her when she got brought to the church by the rich girl. And this is when she believed the rich girl was her friend. Girls be bitches, let me tell you. What this girl does to her. Well, he had a crush on her, and he was this chubby little kid, and now he's this tall, cool-looking dude all the girls are swooning over. There's also the, I guess he was like the head counselor at the church, or he was head of the choir. He shows up at her school to help out with a certain class, and he's also happy to see her, and he's confused why she stopped coming. So her life starts to take a different turn, which upsets this rich girl. I think it's very interesting. I will admit, though, the bullying parts were frustrating, and there was times I'm like screaming, like, just punch her back. But then you got to remember what this has done to her mentally, and as somebody who has experienced bullying, you think you can be tough and you think you can fight back, but sometimes you just freeze up and just like, it's happened so often, you just kind of like give up. And I think that's the kind of position she was in, especially in the start of this book. So if you're triggered by those type of things, I will warn you, there's a lot of bullying in this, and it does, like I said, get frustrating. You kind of want to reach through the page and punch these girls, but I think that's the intent of it, to just kind of like paint how terrible her situation is, and the fact that she doesn't have anybody back at home to like rely on because her mother is off in the mountains praying all the time, which you find out why she is doing that. So she's kind of on her own. I don't know what the situation is with her dad. I don't think that was explained. So this vampire, Fetechou, becomes like her best friend because he is there with her all the time, except when she's at school because it's daytime. He needs her just as much as she needs him. So it's kind of like a equal relationship. You know, he needs her help to become human, and she needs him because she doesn't have anybody to rely on. But it starts to turn into like a real friendship as it goes along. And he actually feels concerned for her and wants to protect her, because there's even a part where he's told, hurry up and get yourself human so you can move on, but he's kind of reluctant to like rush it because he doesn't want to push her and he feels like he needs to be there for her. So it's not the sparkly vampire type thing. Fetechou is kind of like this old school, classical looking type handsome vampire. He's more in the realm of like an Anne Rice style. It's really funny. He's got 2 different color eyes, which I don't know why. Maybe that gets explained, but he's very sweet and then he's very funny. You know, he can be this really elegant gentleman and then he turns into this goofball who kind of like gets upset if she doesn't want him around when she like kind of loses it. It's like very traditional, kind of like that manga. He turns into that little chibi character. He's in a box crying that she don't want him anymore and he's up for adoption. It's funny. But like you see there's this relationship building because they're not so different. He's a little more extroverted than she is, but you get again like glimpses of his past, so you begin to understand something happened. The other supporting casts are interesting. The bullies are just straight up, you freaking hate them. This girl who's motivated them to do it has put on this fake persona of being like this girl who loves and cares about everybody. And when she first meets our main character, Naerim, she kind of like, oh, I want to be your friend. I want to take you in. But it's more for her like feeling superior over to somebody who doesn't like think highly of themselves. And then when she realizes people actually start to like Naerim, she does everything in her power to sabotage that. And that's how the bullying starts. Without making her look bad. She still makes everybody else. She has these girls that she motivates to do it. She'll cry to them going, oh, I trusted her and I gave her all of my time and I was her friend and she did this. And these girls just get all wound up and go and attack the poor kid. So you really hate her. You really hate these other girls for following along. There's another character who's a new girl at school that sits next to Naerim, and she wants to be friends with her. But she picks up almost immediately that Naerim is the outsider and everybody bullies her, and to become friends with her would mean being bullied. However, this character doesn't like seeing her get bullied, and she does do something that ends up possibly putting the target on herself, but that's yet to see until volume 2. She does want to be her friend, so I think eventually that's what's going to happen unless there's a twist. The guy from the church and the young guy who went from being the chubby little fat kid to the handsome middle schooler, they really want Naerim to open up and be friends with them again and trust them, because they don't know why she left. There is a little bit of evidence that starts to come forward that maybe both of them have figured out what's happening. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes from there. I have to say overall, I think it's pretty good. I like it. I would like to see a little more character growth for Naerim, but we have been starting to see like little bits of it start to happen. When somebody is in that type of situation, it's kind of hard for them to have like major character development. It takes baby steps for them, and they're kind of showing that. So I'm hoping in the next one we get a little bit more courage from her, because right now she is not at all willing to stand up to these girls. She says it in her head, but she doesn't do it out loud. I'd like to see her build relationships with other people. I'm happy she has Fetechou there for her, but who knows what the situation is going to be with that going down the road. The art is interesting. It's not like your typical webtoon manhwa art that I've seen. It's kind of like leans a lot more towards like a manga Japanese style. I do like it. Like I said, the design for Fetechou is very interesting. Like I said, he's like this more like regal, very gentleman type vampire who's handsome. And I like the addition of the 2 different colored eyes. It's really interesting. The character of Naerim is kind of like your typical very skinny Asian girl with long, dark black hair with the bangs, almost like kind of like paying homage to like The Ring and The Grudge. So she's supposed to look very dire, very eerie. But there are moments when she starts to have a little bit of confidence and people kind of like help her out with her looks. You see a really pretty girl underneath all that. So I do kind of like how they show when she's happy, there's a whole different look to her that comes out without it being weird. And I love the color use in this. It's nothing over the top, like, but they do use, it's almost like an anime because it is in color and they do use like traditional, almost like Japanese style manga art more so than the traditional webtoons art. It does look like you're reading an actual anime with the color and the designs. It would be interesting to see this adapted into one. I don't know if it'll happen. I don't know how successful this book is right now, but it'd be interesting. I would really like to see this animated. And with the right voice cast, too, especially for Fetechou, I imagine somebody very regal with that voice. Keep thinking of the English voice actor from Fruit Basket who played the older cousin, the dog. I forgot the name of the character. I'm blanking. But I could see, like, his kind of voice with that. I do recommend this. This is a South Korean manhwa. I believe it's also a digital, like, webtoon. I don't know if it's on Webtoons or one of the other ones. I should have researched that, but it's really good. It was actually recommended highly when they got announced by my friend and fellow OTAKU Tuesday panelist, Laura Grace. Check out her channel. So I would recommend this. Speaking of OTAKU Tuesdays, don't forget that's Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know this Tuesday's 4th of July, so I'm not sure if there's going to be a show yet, but stay tuned. I will let you know. I might just record something and put it on for Tuesday instead. So happy 4th of July to everybody. Also want to remind everybody, down below in the description, I have a bunch of links for different affiliates. One of them I want to recommend right now is Right Stuff Anime because they're having their huge birthday sale. I've been waiting for this for a year. You can get bundle packs for great deals. There's also other, I think it's like every week they do a new bunch of sales. Sales in anime, sales on figures. It's a huge event. I think the only other one is like their holiday event. So if you have not checked out their birthday sale, go ahead, use my link down below to do that. And it's worth it. If you're looking for the deals on the manga, especially at Right Stuff, this is the time of the year for it. So go ahead, check that out. Also want to let you know, I also have a Substack now where I've been posting some articles about different things. My latest one was my thoughts on if a live-action anime can work. Kind of got inspired by the recent One Piece trailer that dropped. So go ahead, subscribe to my Substack and check that out. And I will be launching my Patreon soon. I have some videos I got to finish editing, and I'm going to put it up. I'm going to be looking at K-dramas on there, classic animes, and probably some more stuff. I have some free time right now to do all this, so I'm going to try and get as much done as possible. And also, I have a link to my store down below. I have some really cool designs. You can get them in t-shirts, you can get them in bags, coffee mugs, hoodies, you name it. Click that link, and for a short time right now, you can get 15% off all products. So please, click my link down below and check out what I have for sale. Outside of that, I do want to say, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe Comment down below. Let me know. Have you read Bloody Sweet? Is there any other manhwa I should be checking out and reviewing on this channel? I want to know. Please let me. Please tell me. Alright, I will see all of you guys later. For now, bye and have a great day.